and welcome to Top Sim. My name is William Lebowski, and tonight we have a celebration on our hands. Today's upload marks 100 Top Sim videos. This is the first of many milestones that I'm looking forward to. After crossing these milestones, I owe it to myself, the milestone, and of course you, to celebrate these occasions. Today we have two sentimental challenges. Since getting into sim racing, there have always been two tracks that have played a large role in creating the sim racer and content creator I am today. These two tracks are the timeless Circuit de 104 de Mans and the mean green big Nordschleife. Early in my sim racing career, I began racing with the TGM SimSport crew. Our first endurance race as a team, the 2021 GEM Le Mans 24 Hour, transforming from a literal green sim racer to honing in one of the most prestigious tracks for the longest endurance race. The event that you can experience is a metamorphosis that I would never reverse. It's a bug that you don't get rid of and you never want to leave. Most people would be bored with no more than a quarter of the way through a 24-hour race, but it hasn't even begun to heat up at that point. Being able to sit in suspense as a day's worth of concentration and dedication flies around a virtual track at the limit of the driver's ability is an acquired taste, but once it's acquired, it is never extinguished. In the preparation for this 24-hour Le Mans race, our team set the goal to have our race pace as a 4-minute flat lap. This is not a very impressive time for many sim racers, but it was a barrier that I only once crossed the threshold before race day. But this was many months ago, more than a year ago, and since then I have progressed and I have done an additional Le Mans 24-hour race. That's where today's challenge comes into place. Our first challenge, run at least a 3:55.9 lap at Le Mans. We are heading towards the start-finish line now with the full head of steam, a little bit of a bobble on the exit of the chicane, but we have crossed over the line. The clock is running. It is time to see where we stack up. I'm hoping that we can at the very least, get under 4 minutes flat on our first lap. Oh, went a little bit deep into there. Might have had a little bit of lockup. Oh, almost losing the rear end a little bit. Just keeping it moving. I'd be fine with having to do more than one lap to reach this goal, but what I would not be fine with is seeing this first lap really any bit faster than 4 minutes, or 3:59.9. I don't know why I downshifted there. That's really going to cost us on our straightaway here. This is really turning into just a benchmark lap as we go on. Okay, let's see. We have reached top gear. We are on the Mulsanne. And let's just keep it smooth. The most important thing we got to remember here is exit speed is everything coming out of these corners. And I have a tendency to try to take everything I can from the entry, as there was a slight lockup, but we're going in towards the apex just smooth. Exiting the apex, got a little bit too much curb, goes a little bit too wide. We can not get on the throttle as early as we wanted to have there. Hopefully it's not going to cost us down the straight too much. Hopefully I'm worrying about non-existent tenths that we're leaving on the table. But I'm sure there was some time left on the table. All right, heading into the second chicane, you can get a little bit further in because it's a little bit more of a straight entrance and a little bit more of an easy exit here. Didn't go deep enough that time. So not perfect, but not terrible lap so far. I'm hoping that we're not going to be far off the pace here. I don't exactly know where I'd be finding like multiple seconds on this track, though. I mean, it's hard to find multiple seconds anywhere. I know this is a longer track, so you theoretically would be able to make them up more, and just being able to get on the accelerator earlier than I have been would probably add up to a lot of time overall. So I'm sure that, I mean, obviously it's there. It can be done. It's possible. But it's just really trying to figure out where exactly those moments are that I am struggling and need to make up for. All right, it's so easy for me to carry in too much to Indianapolis, and we almost carried too much through the exit there. I think that was probably either just slightly too much or on the verge of what's possible here as we head down onto the Arnage Straight. I'll take that exit. I'll take it. Not perfect or excellent or anything like that, but definitely not terrible, as the sun is really beating down now as it gets nice and low during sunset. It can get nice and bright in your eyes. No way to pull down a shade to block that. All right, still trying to work that fine line between carrying too much momentum into the Porsche curves and leaving some on the table. All right, this is the part that is the real difference maker here. How you can enter and exit this little... There it is, staying inside the track limits as well. We've been getting dinged there for track limits, and that's been really frustrating. And you can see the finish line. All right, so we just got a couple of chicanes ahead of us. And then we will have our first lap time, see where we're at. All right, speeding to the line. Did we get it in our first lap? A 3:57. All right. It's faster than I thought it was going to be. I think we can do better, though. Let's give ourselves a couple attempts to make it better. Stomp on that left foot. Don't forget it heading into the Dunlap chicane here. Ooh, keep it on track, keep it on track. This is certainly not going to be faster. Let's take a look at our Delta. Delta is broken. It's good that we can't distract ourselves with it, though. We could just do the best we can. It's a long lap. There's plenty of time to make up for a mistake at the beginning. Taking it all the way to the curb here as we now are about to enter. Oh, the Mulsanne Straight going very wide on the exit. Hopefully we're not going to get dinged. Oh, there's our track limits. All right, we finally made it back to the start-finish line after a few bins on out laps. But here we go. Attempt number 2. Oh, we're going to be too much on the exit. Are they going to invalidate us for that? Nope. Okay. Did not want to lose our lap right at the exit there. Can feel a little bit of a... Whoop, whoop, whoop. Keep it upright. There we go. All right, coming to the line. I'm sure there's no way that this is faster than the 57. Yeah, 58. Okay. All right, we got our work cut out for us. We got our work cut out for us. Uh-oh, let's see how bad this flat spot is when we get to the straight. Oh, we won't even get to the straight. So bad. I think I'm pushing myself beyond what I can do. Meaning, oh, come on, don't invalid. All right, here we go for our third attempt. It is almost proper nighttime here now after I've been binning it on very, very many previous attempts at trying to get a full lap in. One thing that I'm kind of realizing is that I'm starting to drive over my skill level, and that's really making me think that I kind of just might not be where I've set this goal. I might be a 357 guy right now and not a 355 guy, unfortunately. But here we are. We're still making an attempt. We're still giving it a full-hearted effort. Still want to be able to say that I'm a 355 guy, not a 357 guy. But those 3 seconds that we've gained since the last time we've really laid down some laps here in a GTE car looks, I think, more impressive than the 2 seconds that we're missing from the status that I currently wanted. But it's not over till it's over. We might still be able to get that at this point in time. We just got to be able to control ourselves, especially on the exits. I think we'll make up a lot of time, and maybe even a couple seconds, if we can really learn to maximize all of these exits and we don't go in too deep to any of the corners. That is my goal for this lap. Don't go too deep into any of the corners and maximize the exits. It's just so hard because my natural instinct is to do the opposite. It is to try to go as far in and as fast as I can in. But it doesn't pay dividends. I think the exit that I just had there was probably my fastest so far of the 3 different attempts, if I don't say so myself. Should we try to see if the delta's still broken? Delta's still broken. Guess we're never going to know until we cross the finish line. Well, that was phrased wrong. Let's see. Let's really try to get a good exit here. It was smooth. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Okay. There we go. That's just all we got to remember, because those smooth exits are going to be the ones that pay dividends. And luckily, this is a very long straightaway, and we had a very smooth exit coming out of there. So, still hopeful. I still have hope that this is going to be our fastest lap yet. And I still have hope that it'll be within our goal. Let's try to keep it through Indianapolis, right up to the curb. So that means we really took that in for all she was worth. And now let's be careful here at Arnage. A little deep, a little bit of a bobble. I'll take it still. I still think we're going to be running just fine on this straightaway leading up into the Porsche curves. Let's try to be as fast as we can, as smooth as we can. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. Slow is smooth and smooth is fast. All right, let's not go too deep. Let's try to hit our apex here. Nice. Let's see if we can get close to the wall while still keeping it in control. Drop it down a gear just to maintain our speed entering that corner. This is a crucial exit here. I feel like I could have taken more from the exit there, but I just didn't want to play against the track limits. Didn't want to risk it at this point in the game. All right, let's cut as much as these chicanes will allow us to. This is our smoothest run through the chicane so far. This is going to be our, I feel like this is going to be our best time. Let's see what we're at. 3:57.4. All right, so that was going to be our best time, and we only gained 4/10. And it's not going to be the 2 more seconds that we were hoping to pull out, or 1.5 more seconds that we were hoping to pull out, which is unfortunate. All right, you know what? One more lap. One more try. All right, our final attempt. It is now on the line. Starting now. Trying to channel our inner zen. Whoa. Coughed at the same time. But really trying to focus on our inner zen on that outlap. I really focused on getting the line right. That's going to be a track cut. Shit, come on, come on. Yes! Okay. There we go. Keep moving, keep moving. Mind of a goldfish, and it doesn't matter because he won that one anyway. Just be happy. 2 downshifts was too many. Luckily, it did not unsettle the rear enough to lose it. Oh, no, they're going to dock me there. They're going to dock me. Come on. Yes! Lucky with the track limit so far. Let's see if our delta's working. It is working, and we're about to lose a 10th and counting. Okay. So let's just focus on the exits from here on out. It's not plummeting our time right now, our relative, so we can still save it. Let's just focus on the exits. Let's hit our braking points. It's bringing it back the other way. We're 2/10 down. It's not an unrecoverable amount. We can still pull in some time, but we are more or less flirting with the same time so far. Oh boy, do we want to check the relative one last time? I think we do. Oh, nice, we're up and counting. So we're up by a 10th. Let's just stick to the strategy at this point. Okay, keep the momentum, keep the momentum, keep the momentum. Throw it, throw it. Come on, stay on track. Come on, stay on track. Come on, stay with me, but no! Oh man. I hate that this is how this is going to come to an end. But I think we have our answer to the challenge, and the challenge is no, we cannot hit a 3:55. A 3:57 is what I am. A 3:57 man right now. I guess that's all I can say. Slightly disappointing. smell that? That's the virtual Nordschleife. Smells wonderful, doesn't it? This track was the reason I discovered the fantastic smelling sim racing corner of YouTube. I figured it was impossible to truly learn this monster of a track. Surely no one knows every corner. But if there is someone out there who knows this track at that level, I'm sure there is a guide on YouTube. And luckily I was about to find Erman Hamiadovic's videos, specifically his vast collection of Nordschleife content, and all of the other green hell content from the likes of Jimmy Broadbent's challenges to Sim Racing 604's track guide. Very quickly I wanted to learn this track well enough to drive at my personal limit and push myself further and further, but I've always used this track's length as an excuse not to put down a PR session. And anytime I've ever raced the track, it was the 24-hour layout, so that layout is the only one I've ever put down hot laps for. But this is all going to change now. I've always wanted to officially say that I have a Nordschleife PR time that starts with a 6. That's our Nordschleife challenge. Achieve a sub 7-minute Nordschleife lap time.
As we get ready to start our lap, we're focusing on our goal, and it's a simple one. Get a lap time with something that starts with a 6. It's simple to understand. A lap time that starts with a 6. I don't know if it will be as easy to do. But here we're about to slow down pretty big for this complex of corners. I would really hate to ruin our first out lap just because we decided to bin it in these final 2 corners. But here we go. Uh-oh. Almost lost it on the final corner. As we're now about to go into Sabine Schmidt's curve, we way overshoot it. Okay, that's no good. That's no good. It's going to be pretty impossible to get a under 7-minute lap time at this point, isn't it? I can't tell if I need to put my head down and try to push a little bit extra harder than I think might be safe for such a large, dangerous track, or if I should try to make up for some lost time there, because we did not get sorry, I'm putting in a lot of brain power on trying to go fast here at the Nordschleife, and that's a tall order. So doing anything else is I just literally don't have the mental RAM for it. I know I'm supposed to go flat out here, but I don't always have the best of luck. And like I said earlier, some risks are going to be very much worth it. That one was just not going to be worth it at this point in the game. Because imagine having to do an out lap already. In another place I should be going flat out, but it's just such a high risk, and I don't know that the reward is worth it. But now as we head down into the foxhole, we're going to be going flat out, guaranteed, all the way up to the end, to the other side of it. This is one of my favorite parts of the whole Nordschleife. It might be my favorite section of the entire track. The foxhole is just so cool, so roller coaster-like. Using the curb there, really surprised we didn't get a track limits for that. I felt like maybe the right side of the car went over the curb as well, losing the rear a little bit as we go through what is the slowest part of the track. All right, made it out just fine, just okay. But man, this was not perfect. All right, I know I can always carry a lot more momentum through that corner than I think, and this one is always less than I think. But we made it. Going all the way to the edge of the road, using the maximum amount of road that we're allotted, fighting to keep the car underneath us there, but it worked out. All right, All right, this first corner is going to come up much quicker on us right after this next right-hander. So we got to really slow down for this one. As we drop elevation real quick and start picking it up on the other side here. And we're about to drop it into a very similar, almost identical corner, but we're going to have a lot more room to brake after that right-hander. As we descend, still a little bit off camber, gets us on the wrong side with the weight shift, as we have another slightly awkward apex and off-camber corner there as the weight momentum are all moving. And that was a very slow movement through there. I don't think this is going to be a very fast lap. I'm a little bit concerned that this is going to be over 7 minutes, over 7 flat. Oh, such a slow exit there, but we did everything we had to do to keep it out of the wall and on the track. So in the long run, it'll be worth it. I guess what we're saying is not a great start here. We might be doing more than one lap. All right, I really was hoping to get it just on it'd be a one-take Timmy, get it on the first try. But I guess the sim gods had other plans for us. As the sun is now starting to get real bright, really fading out on the track here, really washing it out for us in terms of what we could see visually. Which is why I love racing at sunset versus earlier mornings, just because you get a beautiful color light and you get to see the road more clearly. This is better now that we're not going into the sun. All right, as we drop into the carousel, careful not to over-accelerate. It will end poorly as we kick ourselves out of it too early, bouncing off a curb. Not perfect. This is a real dirty lap, but the thing about this track is it is very long. And unless we're really talking about being an alien on it, pulling out every single tenth that you can at every single point, which is already, if you're getting to that point of consistency on this track, you've already reached the top 1% of, I think, sim racing at that point. So I think for the average person, this track is going to be able to hide a lot of mistakes because it is so long, and there will be areas, generally speaking, for the average talent sim racer, there will be areas that you lose time, and there will be areas where you make up lots of time. So it will all kind of work its way out. No, 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 no. No. Man, I'm really bummed about that. We were so close. All right, well, let's get ourselves back to the start-finish line and try this again. I don't think the car's damaged enough that we'll have to go to pits. All right, let's try not to overshoot the very first corner, huh? So that was 14 seconds off with a couple huge mistakes. Man, we overshot it, but not nearly as bad. With a couple huge mistakes, stopping on track for a period of time. So I feel like all we have to do is string together just a competent lap here, and we will have hit our goal. But the test is, can you make it through the Nordschleife competently? So this is going to be embarrassing if we can't, as I'm really fighting the car here and the consequences of my own decisions. Is now the tires are hot, making it extra difficult. Good thing we have a couple straightaways here. Use them to our advantage to try to cool the tires down a little bit. Let's see, it's back off a little bit here to reduce the load on the tires and just increase the safety. See, our tires are not cooling down as these corners are just doing enough to slightly heat everything up. See, how are we going to keep these tires cool enough to drive fast on corners and not continue to build up heat, but still fast enough that we can pull together a well-timed lap. So our last lap that we finished, again with stopping and spinning and everything like that, was a 7:14. So we got to shave off 14 seconds off that experience, and I think that's possible for sure this lap. We'll check the delta. I don't know why I downshifted when I already had lost the rear end there. Man, just glad we held on to it. We'll check the delta. Let's check it now. Okay, I think it's broken. It's not going to show us. Or it is possible that we are more than 9 seconds faster, but I wouldn't assume at this point yet because we hadn't spun. But we did have that huge mistake in turn 1. Did not mean to rhyme there. So we're flying in the dark a little bit, but we do have a pretty good guess. And I think, again, as long as we can get this lap to the finish line, we will have hit our goal. And how close we can get down to a 7:35 or a 6:35, sorry, is, see how was our performance, I guess, at that point. I feel like a 6:35 is ideal alien perfection. because that is, I believe, what the real-life record is for the GT3, or at least qualifying speeds for pole. But anyway, felt like I was going to lose it there. But anyway, so getting as close as we can to 6:35 as possible would be ideal. But again, we just want it to start with a 6. So we hit the apex way too early here. Let's watch our exit. As it is, ooh, I always forget how much that curb's going to unsettle you. I thought that was going to be safe once we started rolling on it. It's a bad habit of trusting curbs. If I put my full faith into them, if I can enter onto them without spinning out, even if they will end up throwing me after I get off them. All right, we don't need to keep getting distracted by checking that little piece of damage at the front that we got from spinning. And our tires are performing just fine. We don't need to keep that meticulous hawk eye on them, trying to think about cooling them off. We're doing just fine, at the very least, even if we're not. You can only drive the tires you got on anyway, so might as well just make do. As we're approaching the carousel now, let's see how fast we can drop in and stay in. All right, that's going to cost us some time, but again, huge track, lots of difficult corners. It's not the final nail in our coffin. If that's our only mistake, I think we might still be okay. Rather, if that's our only mistake, I think we definitely would be okay. But I think the thing to remember is you should not count on perfection, especially when you're only about halfway through Nordschleife. All right, now we're at the really fun, tricky part where you get these kind of identical corners where you're going right or left over a crest and a blind crest off camber. They are a lot of fun, but they can catch you out if you start to sleep on them. And especially the one that drops you and you get a little bit airborne right before the corner catches you. And that one, I always run wider than I think I'm going to, but I'm really happy we're making it through them so far. Here's a little bit of a straightaway. And then I believe we're going to get dropped. Yep, here it is. Brake before the drop. Brake after the drop. Hold the car through. Oh, stay on track, stay on track, stay on track. Okay. I feel like I always hit the brakes way too much there, take off way too much speed coming into a crucial part of the track here. That apex is earlier than I anticipate. That little bobble caught us out big time. Looks like we're able to hold on to it heading into the final carousel. Could have taken that a little bit faster, but I'm just not going to risk it here at this point in the game here. We almost got our lap done, and I think my gut is telling me that we are in our goal. So let's make sure to take this one last crucial section of track to the limit. Be careful not to put ourselves much further over the top of it. All right. We got to take everything we can from those final corners, but we don't want to go too much. Really want to top out here. I would like to hit 173 on the backside of this hill before braking. I don't know if we're going to get there. 170, 171, 172. Not quite there. There it is. Got to make sure we have the weight under control. Am I going too slow here? Am I going too fast? Just pin it, pin it. 7 minutes flat. Oh, are you kidding me? We got to keep going. We can do it. We can do it. We can do it. Let's make some difference makers. Should we take some of these corners flat out that we didn't last time? It's a bit of a gamble, isn't it? High risk, high reward. And as I was saying earlier, it doesn't always work out for me. I told you it doesn't work out for me. All right, spinning out right before the start-finish line. Doesn't get any more classy than that. But we have made our outlap of shame. We are on the clock once again. We just got to have a little bit more control. We do not want to do another outlap of shame. And we're certainly not folding to this challenge when we only have 1.3 tenths to chase on such a long track. Out of 7 minutes, we got to pull back such a short amount of time. We're capable of doing it, and I know we have the consistency to be able to do it here. I know it. So let's do it. This is going to be it. All right. I believe. A little bit of gas through there just to stick us down and give us a nice little bit of acceleration, but it was a big lift. It was a big lift there, a substantial lift. Again, I don't want to ruin this lap, and I certainly don't want to ruin it at the beginning. I don't want to ruin it at the end, but I'm certainly going to not ruin it right here, right now. Big braking zone here, but then got to remember, let the car roll down the hill. Take it all the way to the curb. Maximize what you can get as we get down into the foxhole. Oh, I love the foxhole so much. All right, this is one of the most exhilarating corners on track. Oh, sliding through. Oh, almost hit the apex way too early there. Staying away from the curbs, that's what we like to see. That's what we like to see. All right, fast left-hander here, followed by a much slower left-hander that you think would be equal, but it's just not. Big braking zone. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Just keep moving, just keep swimming. Yeah, you got it. Alright, do we even want to check to see how much damage that just got us? We're driving fine. There's no reason to do that to ourselves. Car's still pointed straight. Yeah, we're doing fine. I don't need to fill my head with any kind of such worry. Let's just push that meditation style back out to where it came from, wherever that was, and keep moving forward, focusing on the task at hand, and that is just chaining these corners together safely. And I'm getting to that point now on track where I'm starting to get a little bit overconfident. I'm starting to go more into I start pushing even when I'm making mistakes. Like I entered that corner very poorly, and I just continue to push through instead of backing out, and instead ended up costing me way more time. So yeah, I got to be careful not to be overconfident here. This is where you build too much confidence. You overconfidentize yourself. And then in the next few corners, when we're going over those crests, all of a sudden you're too confident, too fast, and that weight shift was just a little bit too out of nowhere, and you don't have a response. All right, make it our goal to get into this carousel quickly and to not get spit out of it. Be very embarrassing to shoot out into the barrier. Get down into second, control it through. You can't, oh, we got spit out. We got spit out. All right, we lost some time getting spit out, but I think on the whole, we're probably doing well. Speaking of that, we haven't checked the delta in a while, and we are now entering that dangerous section of track that I was referring to earlier, where we cannot be overconfident. So I think once we get to a straightaway opportunity, I will take a look. Actually, I won't. We're going blind. We're just going by feel the rest of the way. We're just going to go as fast as we possibly can. We don't need to drive ourselves off a delta at this point. I know I have more confidence than that. I know if I can get the car to the finish line, I can get that time that we're looking for. Just got to be careful not to lose the car here. Oh, a little bit of sand. Okay. Didn't slow us down or make us go off weight too much there. All right. All right, so far it's working. Here's this big drop. Easy to get caught out after that drop. Right here's where we got caught out last time. Luckily, just catching that little bit of cobblestone, saving our run easily. See, going back and forth from side to side on this track, barely staying between the boundaries here as we come up to the second carousel before the straightaway. I've got a feeling. I feel like this is it. We don't get spit out. Get a relatively okay exit out of it. Oh man, it's getting late into the night here. I'm getting tired, but I want it. Let's grab the apex, and now just pedal to the metal, take it all the way home. Let's see how much of the speed we can get to. I'd like to get to 173. I know it did not happen last time we called it out, but I'm hopeful. We're already up to 168, although this hill will take off. I think it might knock us back down, or at the very least take away a lot of our momentum. Still sitting at 168, about to drop down the backside. It's going to be dangerous peaking because we're going to hit it right about where we need to be braking. 71, 72, 73. We hit it. Okay. All right, we're so close to the finish line. Do not mess it up here. Low fuel light comes on, but luckily we're right at the finish line. 6:55. We have a PR at the Nordschleife of a 6:55. Challenge has been beat. Kind of only just barely, right? We only made it 5 seconds faster than we set out the bare minimum. But that's where we're at, a 6:55 in a GT3. I'll take it for where we're at. I'm happy we made it across the finish line. Oh, glad we were able to beat this one. Well, that was a little bit different than what we normally do, but I would like to thank you guys for watching, especially if you've made it to this point in the video. I don't know how you were able to sit through all that. I'm just really thankful that there are people out there that are willing to listen to me and give my content as well as myself a chance here on this platform. I really do appreciate that, and without you, whoever it is, viewing this, there would be no Top Sim, and I don't mean that like, oh, I wouldn't be doing it without you, but even on a, there is that level, but they're even on a philosophical level. If there was no one here to view any of these Top Sim videos, is it even a thing? So one of those things, if a tree falls in the forest, does anybody even hear it? And if there's no one to hear a tree falling in the forest, does it even fall? There we go. So yeah, if there wouldn't be anybody here viewing it, one of my favorite things in life wouldn't exist. So thank you very, very, very much for bringing it to life and allowing me this opportunity to share something that I really love, in hopes that it could brighten your day, make it a little bit better. And specifically, again, I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to people who say those awesome things in the comment section below. It really blows my mind when people say nice things, and it's just this incredible reward, because I didn't expect any of it to show up there, and when it does, it's really awesome. It's really nice, really warms the soul. So thank you guys for sitting through 100 of these. Hopefully we have many hundreds more to come in the future. But yeah, I just really want to now just spend this last little bit of the video saying thank you. I do appreciate it so much. And we'll see you guys in the next one.